You see me do a lot of videos, especially recently, about bend, counter bend circles and using those circles to get the shoulders up and get the hip engaged. And most of the horses I've done that on recently has been real beginner level horses, just starting that maneuver. I want to show you how that builds into a more advanced maneuver and why it is so important for the horse to move that way as you progress the horse's training and as you progress what you're asking the horse to do. See, right now he's he's heavy on my right rein, not wanting to give to it. Outside rein, I'm gonna keep asking, and soften. Let's go to the right so I can push him out on that rein. So I'm gonna trot him a little bit, ask him to soften a little bit to the right rein. He's wanting to pull on my right hand a little bit, get soft. As you're seeing his body frame change, I can feel his gait change. Like when I pick up and he's pushing on my hand, his front feet are hitting the ground really hard. He's not engaging the back, and his trot gets really bouncy hard. When he gets soft, his trot actually gets better and it gets easier to sit. His stride changes and his rhythm changes. Let's go ahead and bring this up to a lope. We're gonna work the same thing at a lope. Okay. We're gonna work the same thing at a lope. See how I pull, give him his head. When I gave him his head, he kind of pushed away. I'm gonna pull again. Notice the direction I'm pulling with my hand and I'm pushing with my right leg. Get soft. Pull again. Push with my leg. Waiting for him to get soft. And get soft. Now I'm going to change and do a counter bend just like I was doing at a trot. Raise with my left hand. See how his head goes up? He gets resistant. Push with my left leg. Lifting this outside shoulder. He started to get soft there. Soft. When he gets soft, I'll get soft. As I'm loping around, I'm going to pay attention to which hand he's pulling on. Right now, he's kind of pushing on both. I'm going to raise my right hand. I'm going to push up my right leg. Leg yield him out. Lift his shoulders. It's going to engage his hip. I'm going to hold it. See, he's pushing pretty hard. I'm not going to soften until he softens. Now you see right there, he lowered his head when he softened. I don't really care how high or low their head is. What I care about is that their chin comes in and softens to my hand. How high or low the head is determined by the horse's conformation. Pushing on my right hand again. Lift up my hand, push up my leg. This horse was originally sent to me to help him with his spin. Well, the root cause of his spin was pushing with his face and pushing heavy with his feet. So in order to get the spin fixed, I've got to fix this pushing on my hands. Get soft. Pushing again. Let's work on the left side of his face. Left side is actually not as bad here. I can just see his left eye in front of the bridle, tipping his head to the left, using left leg to keep him in this right circle. Now let's go back to the right. That right is the one he's really pushing on. Now I'm pulling pretty hard here. I probably got 10 pounds of pressure with my right hand, pushing with my right leg. Now what you have to be careful with here is that when he gives, you don't just keep pulling the pressure. Kind of lock my hand here, hold what I got, wait for him to soften. He softens, I soften. Let's do it again. Right rein, right leg, wait for him to soften. He softened a little, I softened. I rewarded the effort. Soft. Let's take him down in a straight line down the arena. In that turn, he turned his head and poked his shoulder out. I still have more work to do on this left shoulder. See what we get here. Now he's kind of counter bending. His head went to the outside, his shoulder went to the inside. I'm going to get his head back in again. It's all about frame, lifting the shoulder up. The reason his shoulder went in and his head went out is because of falling on his front end, just like what I was showing on those other horses, like Wilbur. Wilbur's a good example. Wilbur's weak in his back end and doesn't have much lift in his back. You've been seeing me work him a lot, doing similar things, picking his shoulders up. Let's go back down the arena again. One thing to note, while I'm talking about my inside rein and inside leg, I'm keeping contact with my outside leg to keep that impulsion going, keep the forward going. My outside leg is back a little bit, my inside leg is forward a little bit. Soften. Soften. Let's do left rein. See, as soon as I picked that hand up, his head went up and he sped up. Speeding up is because of getting heavy on the front end, getting out of balance. This helps to get him back in balance. There, that got better. I felt him lift his shoulder. His head didn't go down, but I felt him lift his shoulder. Like I said, I don't really care where his head is. It's the shoulder and the softness in my hand that I'm after. This horse wants to put his head down when he gets soft. Don't care if it's up or down, it needs to be soft. Right there, I drew my reins into my body. He gave his face in. Let's do that again, maybe you can see a little better. Draw my hands in, gave his face. That's all I want right here. I want him to give his face, lift his shoulders. Right there he gave, but he pulled up my right hand. Pull on my right hand, I'm going to tip his nose, push up my right leg. Right there, he lowered his head, but he didn't lift his shoulders. He softened, so I didn't give. Like I said, it's not the ears lowering that I'm going to reward. It's the softness in the chin and the lift in the shoulders. There we go. Let's go back down the arena again. Eventually what I want is to be able to lift my hand and him get soft. See how he's lifting his head. He got heavy. I felt his gait change. Get him lifted back up. On the right rein again. There we go. We get soft. Go down the arena. As soon as I went to turn him, his head turned, but his shoulders went out. Let's do that again. The head isn't what steers. Shoulders are what steers. Let's turn and go straight again. Use my left rein to get the shoulders around. Shoulders around. This time I'm going to tip his head to the right. Shoulders around. Steer with the shoulders. This is all the same lifting with the shoulders that you've seen me do with the more beginner horses. Taking it to a higher degree of difficulty, higher level with this horse. Just like any other training maneuver, you need to know where you're going to have a good understanding of how to get there. Let's go down the arena again. Left rein, bring the shoulder over. Good. Lift it. Right there, he fell to the inside with his right shoulder when I asked him to turn that corner. Lift with the shoulder. Lift with the shoulder. Pulled pretty hard right there with me just a second. Kind of almost pulled me out of the saddle. Okay, so next time I come around, I'm going to ask him to stop by the fence. And we're going to see if we can work the left side, the left lead. I'm still going to be working both sides, both shoulders, but we'll be riding in the left lead. I'm not going to ask him to stop when he's pushing on my hands. Pushing on my hands, we're not going to get a good stop. To get a good stop, he needs to be soft. Whoa. Wasn't perfect, but it wasn't too bad. Oh, we got the wrong lead. Let's fix our lead. That lead issue was because of being tight on this right rein. Now when I was in the right lead, he was softer in my left hand and harder in my right hand. I'm going to be aware of that. Let's tip him to the left. There we go. He's not pulling on me near as hard with my left hand as he is my right hand. So we're going to go make a correct circle in the left lead. Soften to my outside rein. Soften to my outside rein. See him kind of doing a little lunge. He's actually, now we're going to do a counter canter. Soften. He's wanting to change leads. Let's do that again. Let's ask for the left lead again. He's wanting to change leads, but what we need to do is he needs to go around in the counter canter. See, now he's kind of lunging. He's getting his shoulders up by doing that lunge. That's not how I want him to lift his shoulders. Let's go around, do a counter canter. This end of the arena. He's in the left lead. I'm bending him to the left still, but we're going to the right. Lift that left shoulder up. Back to the left lead, left circle. Do another counter circle. Left hand, my right leg is back to keep the hip engaged to the left. Lifting the left shoulder, lifting the shoulder, bringing the shoulder over with my left foot, my left rein. Kind of using a bearing rein with my left hand. And back into a regular, correct lope. See how we come after that counter canter and I soften, look how soft he got. Come around here and ask for a stop. Whoa. That wasn't very good, but we're going to get it better. Let's ask for another right lead. We're going to do some counter cantering in the right lead. The counter canter in the left lead was easier for him. This is going to be harder. This is harder on my right hand. Let's do one more circle. Getting soft. Getting there. It's getting soft. Got a little sweat on him now. He's not quite as inclined to want to fight with me. Tilt his head to the right, left leg back, right leg forward. Counter canter, really lifting that right shoulder up. Bringing the right shoulder up and across. That's how we're maintaining the left circle. Now let's go in the right. Soften. We'll do that again. Come through the middle, left leg back, right hand up, right leg forward, and pushing at the girth. I'm mainly just pushing with my calf every couple of strides. If he leans on my right hand, I'll push with my spur and lift with my right hand. And go back into correct counter. Let's come around and let's ask for a straight and let's see how his body handles that. Turn. Wasn't as nice as I'd like it to be, but he didn't push as hard. That was better going back into the circle. You have to remember, now he's got his left shoulder out, we're going to counter bend it a little bit. You have to remember, when you're loping your horse, there's basically a couple of different frames. If I'm loping straight, his body is basically straight, his hip is engaged a little bit to the direction of the lead that we're in, but his body is basically straight. That helps to hold his shoulders up. When we're loping a circle, his middle is curved a little bit, and he has to have the strength to hold that shoulder up to stay in that curve without losing balance and falling in. When your horse isn't strong in the shoulders and isn't strong in the back, doesn't have enough engagement in the back end, your horse falls when he's loping the circles. I'll ask him to stop over here again. Whoa. Good boy. You notice I did what? 3 stops? Both stops when the fence was on his left were good. The one stop I did where the fence was on his right was not good. That was because of him being tighter, harder on my right hand than he is on my left hand. His softness on my hands not only is affecting our steering, his shoulders falling back and forth, it's affecting our stops too. I'm gonna walk him cool a little bit. This is gonna be enough for him for today. He's making a lot of progress getting his shoulders up. There, a nice steering right there. And getting his shoulders up, I'll be able to work more on his spin, which is what he was originally sent here for. But to get his spin better, I had to get his shoulders up, which is this exercise right here. Whoa. So this is Night. I've done a couple other videos with him. I'll put a link up here. Until next time, thank you for watching.